Bang. Oh! Hatfield. Bang.
Oh!
McGee. Bang.
4.
Get out of here!
How's it going, everyone? Believe it or not, those goals were all from one game. Man, it was nuts, but we're on to something. We're on to something. Welcome back to Earthquake. This is number 2 in the series, and this is the layout we're going with. I like to do it this way because I want to help people who are new to the game, as well as people who just want to watch to see if I crash and burn with Darlow. So the first section will be, how's it going in the league? How are we performing? How the changes we made, the formations working, where the Darlow sit. Leading us on to number 2, what tactic have we been using? Have we stick to the 4-4-2 variations, or have we switched it up a bit? Thirdly, really important this one, how to counter the most popular opposition formation. We'll get to the formation you're going to come up against a lot, and I think I found a way to go against it, so that'll be worth watching. 4 will be our set piece goal counter, big on set players. I've bigged up the fact you're going to score a shitload of them. How many have we scored so far? Finally, upcoming, a bit of a roundup. How's the players done? How's the new signings done? What's coming for Darlow and the boys? Alright, as you can see, the league is looking pretty damn fine. We've smashed through the season. We are 30 games in. Only lost twice so far. Best attack in the league. Best defence in the league. Lost the least amount of games, but we're still not top. We're still not top because pre-season favourites for the league filed have got the advantage by 2 points with a game in hand. So we're doing our best, but we're still behind. So it's been going well. It's been going far better than I thought it was going to be honest. And as you can see the table there, and also beneath me, player stats. We've got players dotted around all the categories. We've got our striker in the top goal scorers. We've got our centre half in the average ratings. We've got assists, 2 of them in there. We've got our keeper in clean sheets. Can't really ask for more, can we? Going well. Here's how it went. We left it last time in pre-season, didn't we? And that Gateshead game. So the Gateshead game. And we struggled a little bit at the start. As you can see, we're still firing our feet. But then it's just clicked. We made a little tactical tweak, which we'll get to next. And it seems to have made all the difference. So basically, after those first 5 games where we drew 3 out of 5 and we weren't really scoring, we then went onto a brilliant streak, look. I mean, it's like 6, 7, 8 games in a row. We've won 9 out of 10. The only slight glitch came here with a draw and a loss, but then we got back on the saddle with a couple of 5-goal wins. An unfortunate defeat to Gateshead, but we're back in it now on a 10-game unbeaten streak. So we're playing out of our skins, man. Our only issue seems to be that there's 2 other teams in the league also doing bits like we are, but hey, we're on it. We're still using 4-4-2. We're still using the 3 tactics, but I've basically only used the 1. Lie, cheat and steal. I made some tweaks to it after those first few games, and since then, things have been rolling really nicely. So if you notice the change, we moved the 2 centre midfielders from a deep position a little bit higher. So I've now got a deep line playmaker and a box-to-box midfielder just to get a bit more aggressive, and we pushed the defensive line up a bit more as well. What that did was, it means we were more on the front foot. So we've took charge of a lot of games. We're top of the table in terms of possession as well, which is decent. Now we've been on a great run, and it's largely thanks to the fact I'm watching a hell of a lot of games in comprehensive, so I can see how the opposition are lining up. Now if anyone's playing non-league this year, you'll notice there's a formation that a lot of the teams are using. So you need to master how to counter-attack that, and I think we've got it. Right crew, what I've noticed in the non-league games is I would say 80%, possibly higher, of the teams are coming up against and playing wing-backs, so 3 at the back, making it an interesting scenario. And now by watching the games in comprehensive, I think I've got ourselves a way to counter-attack it. Remember who I said was top of the league? Filed. I'm not even sure I'm saying that name right, is that right? Filed? So they're top, and they're using wing-backs, and we played them fairly recently, using this technique I've got against the wing-back system, and if you look at the stats above my fat head there, we absolutely battered them away from home. 22 shots, 10 on target, XG of 2.67, possession dominated, passing completed, amazing. 1-0, could have been 4 or 5. They only had 5 shots with only 3 on target. Only 1 corner, whereas we had 18. The tactic works against the best team in the league. We've used it all the time against any team that comes against us with wing backs. We ain't lost one yet. Gotta have a plan, Stan. So the first one we do when we come up against wing backs is we go to opposition instructions and we tight mark both wing backs. take them out of the game. Once you've done that, you tight mark the wing backs, you go to out of possession, your team instructions. Now at the minute, I've got them forcing oppositions inside, but when I play against wing backs and I've tight marked their wing backs, I'm then going to force them outside because they're going to have no outlet. Their only outlet is going to be the wing backs, but we've got them tightly marked. So if I'm forcing them out, they've got no one to hit, we're going to win the ball back. The next one I change is in transition. Slight change here. All we're doing is, normally I distribute to my playmaker to start the moves off, but because they're playing wing backs, my full backs are always going to be free when we've got the ball. So if we take it off distribute to playmaker, easy for me to say, and we nudge it to distribute to full backs. Now if they've got a really attacking set of wing backs, playing high up the pitch, being aggressive, we'll then put it distribute to flanks. Whichever's got the more space, which you'll see in the highlights, you distribute to them because there's more space out wide. Which leads me on to in possession instructions. These are my normal ones that I usually start with and change when the match gets going, but before I play wing backs I change them straight away, and this is what we go with. We keep it wide, we're going to keep the play wide, but instead of leaving these blank, I usually wait till the game starts to see which way I'm going to focus it. I instantly go focus player right and focus player left, because I've only got one player out wide, haven't I, on each side, and we're going to have a double up. We're going to have our full back and our wing against him, so I want the ball to go to them and cause an overload. Try it yourself, because if you're playing in these lower leagues, I don't know what it's going to be like a little bit higher than this in the National League 2, but I reckon I'm going to place a bet there's going to be quite a lot of teams playing wing backs. 22 teams there. So far I've played them all. I'm going to say at least 17 have played wing backs. 68 goals this season, 30 matches, that's over 2 per game. We're killing it. According to that stat, we've only scored 3 from corners. However, with my amazing notepad, I told you I'm going to track these goals from set players. This count so far, it looks like 5, 10, 13 goals from set pieces. This is how important they are. Now we've only got 3 from corners, it says, which is quite surprising. We haven't had a lot of corners. Some games we do, some games we don't. But we have scored quite a lot of those, 15 or so from set players, from throw-ins. Hit you with a throw-in video next, I think, because they are deadly. Upcoming, so this is what we've got coming up. We've got an away game against Kidderminster, we've got Southport, York, Bradford, PA, Chester, Farsley, all key games in our battle to stay up there. I do not want, as we just get transition onto the league, I do not want to stay there, because if you know anything about the Panorama Nationals, only one goes up automatic. So as you can see, it's a 3-horse race basically. Filed, I was calling Flied, Filed, Darlington and Boston. It's one of us 3 is going to get the promotion automatic, and then it's the lottery of the playoffs. I do not want to go through that if I can help it. Shout out to some key players. I made some key signings. I said I was going to keep the heart of the initial Darlington team, but alas, I had to make a decent few signings. Back four is pretty much the same. The only ones I brought in is this youngster, Dennis Gayamphy. Quality. Look at these physicals for a fullback. Crossing 9-8 might not sound good, but down in this league it's not too bad. He's only 19. I'm expecting big things from him, so we've got him tied down for 2 years. This was my other one, Max Broughton. He has been fantastic. Again, physicals are absolutely fantastic. Heading 13. He can pass a ball as well. I've got him playing as a ball playing defender. Picked him up for free from Marine when he was on loan from Salford, so he hasn't even started his career. 20 years old, he's played 30 games, he's scored 3 goals, his average rating is the best of the club, 7.45. That's what you call a worldy signing. If you haven't signed a free transfer centre back yet and you're looking for one, there's your man. We've just featured a 19-year-old defender and a 20-year-old defender. These are young lads playing in this league. You've got to mix it in with some experience if you can, which leads me to my next signing. Goalkeeper, Stephen Bywater. He's been around the leagues, right? He's 39 years old. 39. He's played the entire season for us. He's only conceded 24 goals. He's got 12 clean sheets. Experience at the back. I needed it because I haven't got it across the back line. In that midfield, there's 2 new players that weren't there when I started. We've got this young lad, Ellis Hudson. I actually signed him in FM20. He's been fantastic. His rating's okay, nothing to write home about. 24 games, he's scored 8 and he's assisted 8 from that left hand side. We're not playing him down here, we're playing him on left midfield. Free transfer. That leads me on to my signing of the season. Dylan McGee, there he goes. Now this is where you need to trust your instincts a little bit. We've signed him, he used to play for Man United. The game considers him, well, look at all the positions he can play. He can play bloody everywhere, so you need to trust yourself where you're going to play him. I looked at him and I saw deep line playmaker. I've got him playing here, in a deep lining playmaker role. Look at them stats. There's loads of double figures. Passing, technique, first touch, work rate, flair, and key, corners, free kick taking. Just a great all-round player. 20 years old, free transfer, get him. Boys up front have done me proud. If you can get hold of Luke Sharman, if you're not Darlington manager, but who's going to be, try and bid for this lad. 23 years old, I played him as a target man the entire season. Binged in 19 goals in 30 games. All competitions, he's got 21. His contract's run out. I'm crapping myself that I'm not going to get him re-signed. But he's been the stalwart. He's had a mixture of partners up there. Dan Maguire, again, still at the club. From when I got there, he's had 10 games off the bench. He's started 15. He's banged in 10 goals though. Can't ask for more than that. Recently, I've made a key signing though. He's away on international duty at the minute for St Kitts and Nevis. And here he is, Montel Gibson, on loan from Grimsby Town. Can't believe they let him go because he had 5 goals in 9 games for Grimsby. I picked him up for free in January and he's risen to the challenge. 8 goals in 11 games. As I say, he's away with St Kitts at the minute, sunning it up in some random tournament. He'll be back soon for the run-in. He's an absolutely fantastic signing. Acceleration, pace, finishing. I like him. That is where we're at, folks. As always, it's not just about me and the journey that we're taking Darlington on in these videos. I'm hoping there's some snippets there you can use for yourself. If you've got any questions at all, pop them in the comments or follow me on Twitter. I'll try my best to answer them. But the takeaways from this episode are the tactic with 4-4-2 was simple, but we adapt it in game, and we especially adapt it if we play against wing backs, which we are going to be playing against 90% of the time.